Sure.
More coming up.
Exactly.
Oh, must be 6 o'clock.
I'll read all about it.
Welcome tonight to the Village of Holly's Parks Commission meeting for June 4th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at the Village Chambers. I call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Stand for the pledge, please. Roll call, please.
Tyler,
Here.
Peltonen,
Here.
McCanny. Here. Hutchins,
Here.
Hamilton, Taylor,
Here.
Jesessa.
Here.
At this time, I would entertain a motion to excuse Raisa Hamilton from the meeting. She called me and left me a message that she couldn't make the meeting tonight. I entertain a motion to accept her absence tonight.
So moved. Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Moving right along, approval of the agenda. Does anybody have any additions or deletions to the agenda as presented?
Motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
Was that,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Approval of minutes from May 7th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for May 7th, 2025.
I'll support that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Public comment not related to the agenda. Hearing,
I'll make mine early then. Good, because I can go home. I've been in my car all day. Scott Schlags, 6378 Weatherford Court, Holly Township. We just had our first weekend of baseball here last Saturday. It went really well. We had people walk by, stop, watch for a little while, which is exactly what I wanted. We have another one this weekend. It's our Holly Cup, which is Northville, Flat Rock, Brooklyn, which is Walker Tavern, and Canton. Can I stop by tomorrow and pick up the Holly Cup at the office?
You sure can.
Awesome, thank
Right in the lobby.
you. All right. Actually, I talked to the library. They said they would take it and put it on display if you didn't have any place to put it on display. And
We do, I mean, if they have a nicer place, because right now it's just, we only have one table in the lobby, no shelving or anything. So it's like just sitting under the table with all the flyers on it and everything. So they are gonna, if they have a case or something.
they said they were going to set up something for
Okay,
it.
yes.
All right. So games start at 10 a.m. and they go until about 4:30. Basically running 4 games. So as soon as one's done, the next one starts within the next like 5 minutes. So these are the four of the best teams in the state of Michigan. These are 3 of these teams will travel to Gettysburg next month, and I will be talking to them to try to get the word out about our little vintage fields we have here. So that's it. I have nothing else.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Great.
I'm going home now.
okay, thanks a lot.
Wow, that's excellent.
Okay. Let's move on to old business budget.
Well, everybody's aware of what's going on. So as of right now, there is a freezing or spending freeze on all general funds. So until we figure out the general fund, there won't be any spending out of that. So
So in other words, we're on hold
yes,
financially for
Yes.
spending.
yes.
If that freeze goes beyond the length of time before we can spend the money, then do we lose the money, or is it just frozen and we still can?
I don't, as of right now, depending on how the numbers play out, we're looking at $700,000 to $900,000 shortage in general fund. So I don't, the freezing spend, even if they lift it, I don't know if all those funds are gonna be recovered. So more than likely, I would say that it's probably lost for this budget year.
Would you repeat that louder, please?
Probably lost for this budget year.
So we'll have 0 for the year, is what you're anticipating?
For this year, for the next fiscal year in July,
Okay,
that's where we'll, there's been a budget meeting and there's been a budget presented. So there's going to be several meetings over the next couple, 3 Tuesdays and a Monday in there where all this is gonna be, try to be ironed out. So the next meeting in July, hopefully I'll have an update and some better news.
Are these budget meetings open to the public?
Yes, they're all at 6 o'clock on Tuesday. Next Tuesday, the 10th, is a emergency budget session with council. Afterwards, there'll be a town hall meeting with Village Manager Price answering questions and taking concerns and suggestions. On the 16th, there is a 6 o'clock meeting where the special assessment district will be presented and the potential to be adopted. And then on the 17th, there'll be a 6 o'clock meeting to vote on the special assessment. And then on the 24th is a regular scheduled council meeting where the budget will be adopted. That about sum it up, Amber?
I was gonna say, yeah, as your council liaison, so as Brian said, yeah, we are looking at least a $700,000 budget deficit. So that is what we are going to be doing on Tuesday, is figuring out how we can cut $700,000 from our general budget. And just so that everybody is aware and is not blindsided, obviously, Parks takes a low priority when it comes to a lot of stuff, so that will probably be on the chopping block, along with some community events,
Yeah.
so.
And just to be fair, I mean, Parks' budget is very minimal, so even if we were to cut it out, it doesn't, I mean, it helps, but it's not the fix-all. If we were to eliminate Parks altogether, it still wouldn't fix the budget deficit, so.
Yeah,
Staff is aware
it
of
doesn't
that.
even come close.
Yeah, staff and administration's aware of that, council's aware of it, so there is some of the other larger departments that come out of general fund that would take a much larger cut than Parks would.
100%. When the people are asking us, and this is only if the special assessment does not pass. And so they're asking us to tighten, the belt and see what we can do. And as Brian said, it's going to be drastic cuts to services, so.
You guys have your work cut out for you. It's gonna be a toughie. It's happened before, so you aren't the first ones down there, so lots of luck. I know you guys will do a good job. Okay, any further discussion on the budget?
I guess not.
I mean, we're hopeful that the special assessment is the fill gap, and then our new manager and clerk treasurer have some long-term plans and goals. So hopefully we can upright the ship and then move forward, and there'll be, in the future, it'll look brighter, and there'll be some more funding available to do some of these quality of life improvements that everybody is wanting, so.
Okay. That's when us volunteers, everybody's gonna have to get going. Yep. Okay. Moving on to Urban County Forestry Program Grant Application. Risa also in her message said that she's still working on this. So that's why I got communication from Risa. Moving on to general business, gazebo repair completion report, Brian.
Danny was able to get some volunteers together, and they repaired, Danny repaired the gazebo at Ganshaw Park, and then it was painted. They did get delayed a little bit because of weather, but they did get it done. So that's completed. Amber, give her credit, she planted the H this weekend, it looks nice, so that's taken care of. So we're still trying to squeeze some projects in here and there to get, you know, keep things on the upkeep so that, you know, we don't fall too far behind. But those two things, and, Danny's still working with Jerome, a business owner, to look at, you know, completion or, further renovations to that gazebo. And then when we get down to reports, I'll talk about, I got some updates about, not a whole lot, but from SISMA and that kind of stuff, so.
The gazebo looks fantastic. It really looks great. Looks like all brand new. They did a nice job,
Yeah,
real nice job.
They did.
Yeah, it does look really nice.
Danny did a good job and got some volunteers and got things rolling and kept things on task, so
We'd like
Kudos
to
to
thank
Dan.
them very much.
yeah, kudos to
Everybody was
Danny,
involved
yes.
with that. Okay, we'll move on to closing public comment. Hearing none, seeing none, moving right along to reports.
I mentioned Amber had got the H in, we got the hydrant fixed there, so we're able to water. Danny finally got a hold of Oakland County. The grant opens up, I think it's a SHARP grant it's called, but that opens up June 20th. But our contact at Oakland County is on vacation for the next 2 weeks, so it's going to be, as soon as it opens up, is when he comes back from vacation. Danny has hounded him pretty good on emails and stuff, trying to make sure we keep moving forward with this. So hopefully I'll have an update in July on that. And council adopted the park plan for Ganshaw Park, so that keeps us moving forward and puts us in compliance for the grants and SISMA stuff. So we'll just keep moving forward with that. And the next event, we have a meeting, the fireworks are gonna be on the 3rd, so we'll have a meeting on Wednesday. So I need about us to remind everybody who wants to come out and volunteer. We always can use volunteers out there. Fireworks are still moving forward this year. So they will be on Thursday, the 4th.
That contract that we signed for
Our third.
fireworks was Independence Day and holidays in September. Is that going to be affected at all, or the full contract is going to be honored for this year, do you think?
As far as I know, that contract's gonna be honored because the deposit's already been made, and that's through fundraising. That's not, no general fund money is spent on that. Now, holidays itself may have some in question, but I think we're gonna move forward and hopefully be able to put some stopgap measures in to make, you know, still provide some entertainment and events for the community, so.
Is that the end of your report?
I think so.
Any questions of Brian on his report? Yeah.
So Brian, on the, I'm kind of new to this, so forgive me. During the 4th of, or the 3rd of July, whenever
Yeah.
you celebrate, I know that questions have been coming to our commission on the township side regarding the fee that's charged for parking. Now, the parking that does not affect the township side, right? Just the village side? Is
Right,
that
yeah,
correct?
there's a $5 parking fee, and it's a fundraiser for next year, the following year fireworks. So
Understood.
we use the back of the cemetery, and we use the front part of Lakeside Park. The
Okay.
beach is, if, there's no one there to man it, to charge, so whoever parks at the beach on the township side, that's free, because you guys
We
don't
do plan on having some people at the
Oh.
beach. That's kind of what I was asking.
Yeah.
But I know that question came up, and I just wanted to confirm that this is the purpose for the fee.
Yeah,
And
the-
nothing else.
Yeah, it's to fund the following year's fireworks or future fireworks.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Yep.
Brian.
No problem.
Is the beach going to be charging for parking then
No.
this year?
Well, I say no, but no, it was discussed, but no action was taken. So I would say, right now, I don't believe so.
We'll probably discuss it at our next meeting next week, next Wednesday.
Somebody to man it is all, yeah.
And
I
we
think it's
usually have to have
multiple
4
people.
people in the parking lot out there because it gets full quick and then everybody triple parks and blocks stuff. And we want to keep ambulance availability to their, you know, on the safe side. So we usually have 3 or 4 people manning the parking lot to direct these people.
If you already have people, you might as well put up a sign and collect money.
Well,
We usually put up a donation can fireworks 2026. So, and usually, I think we used to get like $150, something like that, for donations.
A lot of the beach, I think, is weather dependent, and the nicer the day, the more people you get to turn out to use the
It's
beach.
gonna be different this year, being a different date too, we don't know. We might have a lot of people showing up on the 4th.
Yeah,
Well, it's a start of a long weekend, a lot of people are gonna have the 4th off, so it'll be a good kickoff for them as long as they pay attention. As it gets closer, social media people start to ask, you know, who's having fireworks when, so if we can get the word out then, I think that'll help out a lot.
and there's other communities that have the same problems that we have too. with-
Yeah, there's fireworks starting from the end of this month all the way through past the 4th, so,
Yeah, like Bay City has a lot of fireworks.
yeah. So we compete with Fenton when we normally did it on the 4th and different things like that, so I think, you know, as long as the word gets out there, people understand it. The people that live in town, they're not gonna miss them, cause they're gonna hear them, see them. It's the people from the outside that,
You know, our fireworks are published and there's different, like, I think the news sources, they publish who's having fireworks in which counties.
yeah,
Do we know if they've been alerted to our change for people that,
I believe so, but as
Don't
it
live
gets
in Raleigh?
closer, we'll make sure that, because I think they check around and call. So
Yeah.
Rachel, who does a lot of our online and social media stuff, will make sure that she gets in touch with those people and make sure everybody's aware of it.
yeah,
I know there's been some, discussion on social media about the change and why. And I think it's been answered pretty good and people understand
for
once.
local, yeah.
Yeah.
But I know that
Yeah,
for
there's,
statewide, there's published in each county what days and where.
yeah,
And most of the news stations in Detroit, 2, 4, and 7, will have a listing of their fireworks, and what communities, because everybody around there goes to that, so. That's where we get all of our news from, is Detroit, not Flint, unless you got a reversible antenna.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
Thank you.
Chris? Okay, moving to Gail?
No. No.
Since you put it that way. No. Okay, Sarah.
Ditto.
Oh, we got 3 no's here. Feels like America's Got Talent, you know? Amber?
Yes, I actually do have some updates. So, yep, I was gonna touch on the budget, but then Brian pretty much did that. In terms of the fireworks, just so we're aware, we were just sent some data from SEMCOG the other day about foot traffic and stuff going for the last 3 years in Lakeside for the 4th of July. We had 7,000 people in that area last year, which was a 1,000 person increase. We had about 6K the year before. 43% of them are from Holly. 43% of those people that come to the fireworks are from Holly.
That sounds about right.
Just so we have some numbers there.
43% walk in at 8 o'clock.
I watch it from my balcony, but. And then secondly, I know that the dam is more of a council issue, but because it is right next to Waterworks Park
Yeah.
and our illustrious Morris Fine Arboretum, I think it does include us a little bit in that. So just to keep you guys updated, we submitted a drawdown permit yesterday to Eagle. Otherwise, if we didn't, we would be potentially facing some legal ramifications. So we got that done, and then we are waiting basically on word on how much we have to do per week, because it won't be, you know, they've talked about a 6-foot drawdown, but that won't be all at
No,
once.
it's a gradual.
Exactly.
just a little bit of an update. Right before I came here, I was on the phone with Doug Scott, and we were talking about that and a couple other things. They've already kicked it back to Doug Scott for some clarification and some changes, so.
Okay,
It was supposed to start on Monday the 9th. and
Right.
I mean, if everything gets kicked back to them, that's probably the plan to start next week, so.
Who's Doug Scott?
Doug Scott is our engineer for Rowe.
yeah, they're our engineering firm that we contract with. So those are my updates for you guys.
Thank you. Jane?
No reports, thank you. I think I'll leave it to you.
It's just me and Brian tonight.
We got all that good news.
Yeah, exactly.
as exciting as everybody else, so. That's
Well,
it for me.
tonight was supposed to be the first car cruise too, but because of
Yeah.
weather,
Yeah.
it was canceled.
They
so-
canceled that 'cause
In the
of the rain.
music in the alley, the open mic night started yesterday, I think, right? Somebody was just playing a lot of music.
That one doesn't ring a bell, but yeah, so
I think
it was on Tuesdays, it was open mic? Cause I'm trying, DDA keeps changing it, so. they
There
have
was a lot
events
of
and-
music coming from that area
Yeah.
last night, till about 8.
That was just Josh Murphy having a good time.
Can I just make one more point, Joe? I'm sorry. Since he talked about that, since events, we also have Pride being celebrated on the 27th. It'll be downtown. I will have a
Not at
table there.
Lakeside? Not at Lakeside this year?
It will not be at Lake, they switch it around every year. This year, it'll be down at the Vault, but then there'll be a bunch of different activities and specials being run by different vendors down there, our business owners. I will have a table there to represent the parks, but obviously none of our money is going towards that, but just so you all know. Come and visit me.
My report this week, the only thing I've heard, since we have a dam issue, is Flat Rock Dam on the Huron-Clinton. Parks owns the Flat Rock Dam, which makes our dam look like the kid with the thumb in the dike. This is a big dam, and they're claiming that it impedes the travel of the fish. And they said that Huron-Clinton Parks has enough money to restore their dam or work on their dam. Put in a fish ladder. That's a big dam down there. It's as big as the one in Milford or bigger. That was put in by Ford Motor Company for the Flat Rock plant. So it's got a lot of history down there. And the biggest thing that Flat Rock is saying, and the whole downriver community above and below the dam is, if they take out that dam, it's gonna be an economic tragedy to the localities. So the pressure right now is on Huron-Clinton Parks. So we're not the only dam that they're looking at.
There's another one that was
Well, I
listed.
saw another article about
White Cloud.
Nuevo County that's got a similar issue like ours.
Yep.
White Cloud.
About small little mill pond, that 150-year-old that they're trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
Very similar article as to ours, if you read
Yeah.
it.
So unfortunately, it's a damn sight to be around. And that's my report. And I'd like, I'll have a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:20, or 6:23.